Hi friends, welcome to Tutors Funny channel. Today I am going to teach how to make the complete tutorial of Laravel and Vue.js. So let's see how to work with the RESTful API with Laravel and Vue.js. First, what I am going to do is first I am going to create the Laravel 9 project. First, we have to install it. So how to install it in your machine is you have to go to the Laravel official website. Type on the Google Laravel. This is the official website. Click on here. It goes to the respective website. So this is the official website of Laravel, right? So what I'm going to do is here we have to type get started. Here you have to go to the installation. This is the installation. So here you have to installation. What is the operation you have? You have to select the particular operating system. So I have a Windows. So I just click on the Windows, right? So if you click Windows. So here this is the documentation explain how to install the Laravel program into your Windows machine. So you can see here, right? So here this is simple command here, right? Okay, before that you have to install the composer, right? How to install the composer you already studied, right? Okay, no problem. So I'm going to install via the composer. So here this is the composer. This is a simple way you have to create the composer, create project. This is a predefined keywords, right? Laravel. Here you have to. This is you can change your name as your project, right? So I just copy this one. Control C to copy. I'm going to go to my E drive. This is my E drive. So I'm going to create the project, right? So E drive. I'm going to create the project. Project as. Here I'm going to create the project as school office. I'm going to create the office. Whatever, this is a folder. I'm going to create a folder which is office. So you can create any name of the folder. I just create the folder name as office. Here I'm going to inside the folder I'm going to create my projects, right? So you have inside the project bar you can see it's if you open the folder you can get this address bar. You type here cmd. Here you have to copy. Here inside this folder I'm going to install my Laravel projects. Okay, so how to install, this is the command which you are going to run in your machine. Copy it back to your cmd. Here paste it. You can see here this command. You will be able to here change your name of the app. I'm going to change the app as office app. Okay, press enter key on your keyboard. You have to wait until your projects get installed. Okay, here your Laravel 9 project it will be installed. This is the latest version of Laravel. You have to wait until the installation completed. Now your Laravel project has been installed successfully. Here created successfully. You have to get this success message. Info application, all the things are succeed. Okay. Okay, here all things are success without any failure. Now if you go to your folder, you can see here inside the folder, here there will be the inside the folder, there will be another folder created. Office app. This is the project name I have given. So instead of that, you can give, this is the backend application Laravel. So you have to give as a office backend. Okay, this is the industrial experience. You have to call like this Laravel / office backend. A backend. Okay, right. Now here this is a separate folder we have created. This is a backend. This all things are related to the backend operations. Okay, double click and open it. Here double click. Here have to type cmd. Here if you are not installed the view if you are not installed the VS Code editor, you must install the VS Code editor. Okay, Visual Code editor, Visual Code. This is the full mean Visual Code editor. Okay, you have to go and download them and install your machine. This is a professional editor to write the PHP codes. Right now, let's back to our project window. Right. Okay, I already installed. After install, type you go to your project. Okay, this is your project folder. Double click and open it. Here inside the project you can see here is a project directory cmd. You have to open this all the folder into your VS Code editor. You just type on this command. If you type this command code space dot, press enter key, this all your folder will be open on the VS Code editor right here. Yes, it's trust author, right? So all things are installed open into your folder, right? Okay, now we'll test that whether it's working fine or not. What I did here is, here we have to close all this command prompt. All things I open it, so I just close it all. Okay, right. We keep only one command prompt, right? This is installation, right? Okay, now here we have to run the application. We have to run it here, terminal. Here there will be the terminal window, new. You have to run here. Otherwise, here you have command prompt. Okay, here also, now you are in the office folder. Okay, now inside the office folder, how to run it? You have to go, you have to access this folder. How to access this folder? To type on this command cd office app. Press enter key. Now you are in which folder? Inside this folder. Right now you will be able to run the command. This is the simple way we have run it. Okay, otherwise you will be run it here or here, the same thing, but I am running here. It's simple. Okay, so PHP artisan, you write PHP artisan serve. You write like this here. Press enter key. It generate all the ports and all. You will be running. Okay. Otherwise, if it is easy for you all, so you have to go here. You have to run it on here. Simply here PHP artisan serve. Press enter key. Now here port is generated. I just copy this port, go here and paste it over here. Sorry, this is not this one. Okay, rid of these lines. Okay, this right now you can see whether it's working fine or not. Your Laravel application is working fine or not. Here it is success. Okay, this is the latest version. It's installed successfully. Right, perfect. After that, what you are going to do here is we have to make the simple form step by step. Let's see how to do the step by step. Right now, what I'm going to do is here. First, I'm going to go to my, if you are not going to watch my blogs, tutors funny blog, you just go and watch it. My Laravel 9, you will be getting the updates. We have a, if you want to Laravel 8, you will be, there will be the option Laravel 8. Here, Laravel 9. Okay, you have a option here, Laravel Crud. Okay, here, let's go to read more. You can see here how to develop the Crud system. I will be step by step, I will be attach a video tutorial, you will be able to see. Okay, so the same thing. Here we have create the project. I already saw. After that, what you are going to do is, after create the project, you have to configure the database. Okay, database configure is must. Okay, so you must install the XAMPP server in your machine. If you are not installed, you must install the XAMPP in your machine. Okay, you have to go to the XAMPP. Okay, this is the Apache. You have to install this one in your machine. Right, I already installed. After install, you have to open it up. So here this one, right? Here I already open it. I install and open the software right like this. Okay, after open, it will be start. You click these both buttons, start. After that, it will be changed as stop. Okay, the port, all the things are generated successfully here. Okay, then if this two ports are running success, your application is running, right? So after that, if it is running, you go to the simple, you have to go to the localhost. You simply type on the address bar localhost / my php mynb. Type and enter. You are getting this screen. Now here this screen, I'm going to create a new database. New, simply you have to create the database here, office. Whatever name you can give the create the database. Okay, I have I just the example purpose I'm going to create as office. Right. My database has been created successfully. Then that is the things you have to do. After that, if the database creation successfully, you back to your Laravel project again here. Here now what I'm going to do is, now your server is running already. I just control C. Here is telling if you want to stop the server, it will be telling press Control plus C to stop the server. So control key, hold on the control key down and press C on your keyboard. Your server is stopped. Now you will be able to, it will be allowed to type the command to create the database and all, right? So now my database has been created successfully. Now I want to create the tables. So tables we have created in here. Here after create the database, what your the documentation said. change the env file, you have to give the name of the database, right? So the follow, you have to go through the project along with the documentation, then only you have to learn, right? So where's the env file? Here is a env file. You click on the env file. What's the database you have created? You go and see office. So back to your project. This is your project. You can see there will be the section which is a MySQL configuration section is there. DB connection, MySQL, this is the host, this is the port, this is the database name, root, all the things are there. Here I'm going to change the DB database name as you created the database name is office. You already created office. That's it. That's the thing you have to do. But that's the thing we have to do, right? Okay. You just save all, right? Now you have created the database, right? After that, after done the stuff, what you're going to do is go back to my document. It's simple. If you go through the documentation, our thing is simple. Right here, it's working. After that, you have a table creation. You create the database. What is the database have? Database have a tables, right? Database have a tables, right? So how to create the table? You can type this command: PHP artisan make migrate create your table name. Here I'm going to mention as students. You would create the table name. What is the table name here? Right now I just copy this one, right? Back to my project. Here I'm going to you have to paste it over here, right? I'm going to change this one as a, instead of the students, I'm going to change as employees. Okay, your type is, don't forget this one, S is must, right? This is the professional way to get the table, right? If I type, it take too much of time to complete. That's why I just copy and paste it. Okay, don't think me as wrong. So here PHP, your type space artisan space make colon migration space create uh create here after the tables employee means a table name, whatever table name you can give here. Okay, this one only you have to change the name of the table. Okay, the other things are all the predefined Laravel keywords, right? You don't change this one, this all the things. It never work. Only you have to change it. You have to give the table name only, right? After that, press enter key. Now you can see created migration. Now, if you get this info command, your table has been created. Migrated means your table has been created. Okay, we can find that. Go and see where's your database folder. Inside the database folder, we have a tables, employee tables. You click and drag it. If you click this arrow here, you can see here there will be the three different folders are there. Okay, factories, migration seeders. You go inside the migration folder. Inside the migration folder, we have a create employee table. Click on this. Right. Click on here. You can see this is the auto-generated ID and times. This is defaultly created. If you are type this command, php my artisan migrate create employee table. This is the default table. It has been created in Laravel. Here you have to here you have to declare your table fields. What are the fields you need? Okay, so right. So how to define the table fields? So here simply I have typed this one. I'm going to type all things as string. So you type this to all things, right? So I just copy and paste it over here. Okay, right? So how to type and sign table. Okay, table. Name is a string, data type string. So this is not a arrow. This is you have double single quotation. You have type the single quotation like this, right? This is it will be generate this one. This is not this one. Single quotation. After that you have type like this. Okay, if you want to type and show you here, sign table. It will be here arrow key arrow string. Okay, you have to write the address. Second thing is address. The address. Employee name, so address and mobile. Okay, mobile also I have to paste it. Okay, this is three columns are there, right? This all are single quotation. Okay, right. Okay, right. Now we have created three columns, right? Along with the ID. ID will be the auto increment, right? Okay. So you can see the up function and down function this are there. If you have to delete drop the table, you have to call the drop function, right? So here I'm going to create a table. So this one. That's how to create the table. If you are type table never created, okay, we have to run the migrate command. So how to run the migrate command? Here every step is there. Okay, here table creation. How to type the migrate command? Here type PHP artisan migrate. Your table has been created. So here type PHP artisan migrate. Press enter key. You can see here table is creating. Okay, here employee here creating. Now you go and check in your database table whether it's creating or not. Here at the moment is not table is found, and at the moment only your database is name is there, but inside your database nothing. It's an empty database you have. Now you have created. Now if you refresh it and check here, now you have this following table has been created. Okay, here employees, all the things are created, but it's empty. Right. Now what I'm going to do is this, all the things are created successfully. Now back to my documentation. Now I'm going to create the controller. Okay, now we have created the database and table. After that we have to controller. Okay, so first we have to create the controller. How to create the controller? You have to run this command PHP artisan make controller. Here at the first time how to create the migration part, the same thing. Okay, if you have learned this one, the same thing you have to PHP right here PHP artisan make migration created. The same thing you have to change as PHP artisan make. This time we have to write a controller. How to create the controller? PHP artisan make controller name. You have to resources. Okay, at this time we no need the resources keyword, right? Resources mean we no need to I'm not going to only we have to view the records only. I'm telling. So I'm going. This time I'm not doing. So here just copy this. I don't want the restful resource controller. I need a simple controller. Okay. So I just copy this one. PHP artisan make controller, only the controller name. So here let's back here. Paste it over here. Here I'm going to get the controller. Which controller I'm going to create it? Okay, which table I'm going to create? Employee table. So based on the employee table, you have to create a controller as an employee controller. Press enter key. Now you can see the success message. Your employee controller has been created successfully. That's it. Okay, PHP artisan make controller. Right. This is not resource controller mean it is generated the complete CRUD. Okay, so here it's a basic. We will do it in later on. Okay, how to create a RESTful controller, resources controller. Now you learn without resource controller. Okay, you have to be a employee. Okay, so empty controller has been created. You can check whether controller has been created or not. Go to the app folder, and inside the app folder there will be the folder which is a HTTP folder. Inside the HTTP folder there will be the folder which is a controllers folder. Inside the controller folder there will be the page name which is a employee controller.php. Right, if you click on this one you can see here. Right, it's an empty page. Right. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is, okay, if it is a resource controller, it will be generate all the methods, right? Here functions. So here this empty controller, it will be empty, right? We want to generate. Okay, don't worry about that. We'll see how to generate, right? So here the same command, the index function will be run. You copy this one, index function, paste it over here. How to create the function? PH public function index. This is index function I have created. You can give name whatever you want. Okay, I give the index. It's a professional one. Public function index. Start the function and close the function. Here I'm going to load the data from the database. We have to load the data from the database, right? So how to load the database data from the database? You have to give here as right here. What's the table you have to create? Context table, employees table you have to create, right? So what I'm going to do is after that we have to create the models, right? So how to create the model? Before that we have to create the models. Okay, it's a model. The model command create is this one. PHP artisan, the same thing. PHP artisan controller, this controller name. Okay. If it is a model, PHP artisan make model, this is a model name. Model name is, copy this one, simply paste it over here. Sorry, not control. This one, copy it, paste it over here. Here we have to change this one as employee. Press enter key. Yeah, employee model has been created. You can check here the model, inside the model. Employee models, they are here. Here I'm going to create all the fields. Right, before the controller creation, you have to, because the data is coming from the database via other models. So first you have to, after controller has been created, okay, after that you have to go to and create the models, right? Okay, so models. So how to create the models, what are the fields are there, all things I have mentioned. So here, the simple way, this all things I have written, you just copy it, you have paste it, okay? Don't worry if this all the source code I provide you, but you have to understand the step-by-step process. This is how the model view architecture in PHP works, right? So the table, what's the table you have created? You have to mention table's name. What's the table name? You have to create the table name. What's the table name? Employees is a table name. You have to create the employees. It has ID primary. You can see the primary ID. You have to go to the structure. You can see the primary ID is a primary is set. These are the fields. Okay, this is created by the Laravel. We don't need them. These fields: name, address, mobile. So here name, copy this one. Name, address, there, mobile. Three things I have already I give. Okay, these three. Okay, things are there. So here, what's the fields are we giving? Okay, ID, name, address, mobile. Right, perfect. Perfect. This is the thing we have to do. Right. Your model has been created successfully. Right. Let's save out. Right. The model has been created successfully here. You can see here the table or the table values you are passing. Right. So name, address, and mobile. Right. Now let's back to our controller. Controller is reside on the HTTP controllers employee controller. Getting the data, this all the data, right? Here we don't have any data yet. Okay, if the data is available, all the data, it will be loaded coming to model and loaded to the controller. So how to load the controller? We have to change this one as a employees. Employees. What's the model name? Employee. So model name employee. If you type all the data, all the data will be loaded and passing to here, and it is passing this variable. This variable you are call it as a JSON format. So this one is a return view. We don't need this one. Instead of that, you type this one as a JSON format, right? JSON format, you have to write it as a JSON form. This is a format. You write like this: return response arrow JSON context. Sorry, employees. Okay, this all the employee information is loaded and passing the controller. Here it is assigning to this variable. This variable assigning here. It's loaded as a JSON format. This is the things we have to write. Perfect. Okay, now this one, after that we have to study with the routes. Okay, now here we have done the models part and controllers part. Now we have to do the resources part, not the views. It's we have to do the routes part. Inside the routes, if you type the particular URL, how it works, right? In our, we already done the Laravel Crud system using web API. So this, sorry, web.php. Here we have to connect with the routes. Instead of that, this is the API access. So go to the file which is the api.php. Okay, this is all the things that we maintained by the same file. We have to write like this. The same thing you have to write in the API. Okay, right. Wait, I'll tell you. Explain. Don't worry about that. The same thing, right? Okay. These three things I put it right. So here, first you have to mention your route is where. Sorry, your controller is where. It resides on the app folder. Use app folder inside the HTTP controllers. Your what is the controller name? Employee controller. You have to mention where your controller is reside. After that, you have to give the path. Okay, so routes is a get request. We have to get the data from the database. So it's get request. Okay, so get request. you have to type employee. If you type employee, type employees. You type employees. I have to bring the data. If you type employees, it goes to the controller. You have to give the path app inside the app, HTTP controller. What is the controller? Contact controller. This is a contact controller. Class. It is access the action method inside the employee controller. It's not a contact controller. Employee controller. So employee controller. It has an action method which is the index. You can go and check. This is employee controller. It has an action method which is the index action method. Okay, if you are calling the index action method of the employee controller. Okay, it's coming here. It's load the data from the model and passing the variable. This variable passing here, it's load the data. This is how it's the RESTful API works. Okay, right? That is the things we have to do it. Okay, right. Okay, so here first you have to give the path of the controller. So your path you have to give here as well. If you type the URL like this, employees, you're passing the information like this. Right. Now let's check whether it's working fine or not. Right. Now this goes to the, we have to run the Laravel project again. We have to run it. We have to run the page partition. So to run the project. It's running now here. This code you have to copy this one. Go here, run it over here. Now it's running. Now slash, you type employees. Press enter key. Now what? So sorry, not employees. API slash employees. Employee, the models, app, HTTP controllers, app not found. Right. So okay. If the errors come, you have to understand that. What is the thing is, we have to, what you are telling, class app employee not found means the model is not found. Okay, your model you have to get, if you have called the model, but the path we didn't give. So how to give the path? Your model is reside on the app. Inside the app, there is the models, here employee model. So you write use amp slash models slash your employee. That's it. That's how we have to give the models. Save all. Now it will be wise, right. You are not this slash, not this slash. Perfect. That's it. Now let's, now if you type employees, now here it's blank. Why it's blank? So if you go here and check, there is no data is there. Now let's set the data, some data. Insert, go insert some name. John, address, India, mobile number, something. Dummy mobile number you have to give. Peter, address USA, add some mobile number. Go. Now we have two data, right? You have to go to the browse button. You have two data, right? Now if you go here, where's the API? Here's the API. If you refresh it, now here have a John, and now the API is working successfully. You can see the API is working successfully here. It's working successfully. The API is working successfully. Now my backend is working successfully. API is working successfully. Now this API we are passing to the our front end application. Now my backend application is working perfectly well. Now I am going to connect with the front end application Angular. So first we have to, this is my project directory. We have to install the Angular program, okay, in front end. So what I'm going to do is go to the Google and type Angular CLI. But install the Angular CLI. Okay, Angular CLI. So go to the CLI command of Angular. Okay, so here this is the command. Copy it. Start install them. Back to my, this is a front end application. CMD. Right click. Got paste it over here. right? You have to wait until the process completed. After successfully configure the Angular CLI, I'm going to install the project. So this project is the name of the project. So here I'm going to paste it here. Here I'm going to name it my first project, right? So here, right. So yeah, I'm going to this one. Yes, yes. You can give your name. Okay, I just defaultly just copy and paste. You can give your name. Ng new your project name. Okay. This one should be happy office frontend. You can give it, right? So here you have to select here as SCSS. This is the advanced CSS, right? In Angular program. So here you have to wait until the all the dependency get installed, right? So you have to wait. Don't close anything else. You have to wait. Keep wait until the process completed. After install, you can see this is a folder. These are the files, right? So what I'm going to say now, I'm going to this file I'm going to run it. Okay, so here you will be go to this is the folder. Okay, here you are, this one's app my app. You go here and I'm going to start CMD. You have to run it inside this my first project. You have to type CMD, get the command from like this. So you have to run ng serve. You have to run it on ng serve command. So it will be generate the port and all the things automatically. Right? Don't do anything else. Here it will be configuring your machine and all the things, and it will be generate your application. Now here, this is your Angular application port. Okay, it will be configured successfully, right? So here, now what I'm going to do is, this is the port where it will be running. So I just copy this one, Control C copy, back to my browser and paste it over here, press enter key. Here now your Angular program is running perfectly well. If you get this user interface, your Angular application is running perfectly well in your machine. Here, my project app is running. Okay. Right now, what I'm going to do is I open this project in my VS Code editor. So how to open the project in my VS Code editor? Go to your front-end application. This is your front-end application. Type CMD and type code space dot. Then your all your project will be open into VS Code editor. Right? So here, yes, trust the authors. You click on this one. After that, what you are going to do is this all your file structure will be open on the VS Code editor. Now here you can see here uh, there is a file inside the src folder index.html, right? This is the main file of Angular application. Okay, you have I hope you have already learned the theory of Angular application. Angular is a single page front-end application. So this single page means this is single page it will be running, right? It will be called the approved folder. So approved. Okay, so here you go to this folder app. So here this one should be the app. Okay, you can run it. So you can go to the app.ts. Say approved. It will be running first. Okay, whatever you are component you are creating, it will be running, right? So here, what I'm going to do is this is another file app module.ts. This is the logic where we write it. Logic means this is the HTML, this is the CSS files, this is the TS. TS means this is the here the if you are consider JavaScript, what you are doing in the JavaScript, so all the validation part you are doing in the JavaScript. Okay, so here in Angular program, if you are do the validation part, they separated in one file which is a TS file. So all the logics you are typing inside this file. Okay, they are separated. HTML they are separated one file. The CSS style they are separated another file. The TS file they are separated another file. Right. So now I'm going to create another component. Right. So here, how to create another component in Angular? So I'm going to go to Angular app is running. Don't worry, you have to get another CMD. Right. How to create another component? You keep it remember ng this is the command ng generate. Okay, you have to write the first letter. It's perfectly well. Okay, if you write the first letter, it is okay. Okay, if you want, you can write task generate. Okay, don't worry if you type ng generate cmean component. Here you have to write the component name. Here I'm going to write the component name, which is a employee. It's employee Crud. Press enter key. Now you have to wait until the component will create it, right? So it will be created. The first time it will take some time to create. So if you are create one more, two or times the component, okay, it will be created. Once we enter the enter button, it will be created, right? Here, if you are if you are right like this four file is important. If this four file not created, there is a problem in your project. Okay? It is created here HTML. This is CSS. This is TS. These three files are very must. Okay, right? It will be created. You get the success message. Okay, right now let's go back to our project. This is project, right? So you can see here app inside the app folder here there is another new folder which will be created. There is another folder which is created, which name is employee create. So employee create, inside the folder you can see those files, HTML, CSS and TS file, right? HTML where we are doing the designs and all, right? Now first what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to go to this is your HTML, this file I'm going to set it into the app component HTML, right? So here this is the basic HTML part, right? So here is the basic one, right? Here I'm going to set it to this one, this component I'm going to set it first, right? So here this all things I'm going to get rid of these lines. I don't need them. All things I only you have to keep router outlet. This is must, okay? Router outlet, this was when you are doing the routes part, this is must, right? So you keep on this one. So other things we no need them. We have to call the which component need to be loaded first. I'm going to call the employee cred component. So employee cred project, you have to go to the TS file. You can see the selector ID. This is the ID. You just copy this particular ID and back to your app component HTML. Here you have to paste them, and here we have to write like this. Okay, now you can see here whether it's working fine or not. Employee cred is working. If it is okay, now here you can I haven't saved. You save all and check back. Here it's working perfectly well. Now your component is loaded first, working well, which is employee cred. Right, perfect. Now what I'm going to do is, here I'm going to create the files. So what I'm going to do is, here I'm going to the CSS file and all the things I'm going to create it, form and all the things I'm going to create. Don't worry about that. First what I'm going to do is, this is the file. So first you have to go to the Bootstrap implementation. First you have to type the Bootstrap implementation. First you have to let me install the Bootstrap. Okay, Angular application, you have to install the Bootstrap. So how to install the Bootstrap? Then only we have to add the Bootstrap, right? So this is the this is the project employee Frontend app. Here I'm install the Bootstrap. npm install I Bootstrap Bootstrap. Okay, this is must. Then only we have to connect with the Bootstrap forms and all in Angular program. You have to wait until the process completed, right? Now here the Bootstrap installed successfully. Now you will be able to see it's installed or not. Go to the node modules folder. Here you will be able to see there will be a folder which name is Bootstrap inside this package. Bootstrap, you will be able to see the folder which name is Bootstrap. Here there will be the file which is Bootstrap, right? Here inside Bootstrap, here dist, inside this one CSS, this here there's a min.css. We have to use the style, right? So how to import them? It's simply you have to go to the style section in latest version. If you have installed this one, it won't work. You have to give the path. The path you have to give the path here as a main style.scss. This file is reside on the src folder. Inside the src folder you can see that this is HTML. Okay, here you can see that this is the main css styles. Okay, If you apply here, it is apply every, this is a global one. Okay, it will be applied in your all your project, right? So here you have to import this one as here. I'll give you this one. The path you have to give bootstrap dist css, this bootstrap path you have to give, right? So you have to give right here. This is the global one. It's a global one. If you are used here, this is this entire bootstrap style will be uh, applying in all over the project, right? So if you are import here, right? So save all. Now let's go to the google google and let's see whether it's working or not. Bootstrap form. If you type bootstrap form bootstrap here, this simple form, right? Let's copy this form, paste it in this one. Employee component HTML. You have to paste over here. Control S to save. Let's back to your project and see whether it's here. The form is working successfully because your application is working, right? Okay, now here what you are going to do is, yeah, I don't need these fields, right? We just with this one all the we other things we have to keep all. You have to get rid of this on another fields, all the things. Keep only this one we have to modify them, right? Only we need placeholder. Other things we don't need them. We have to cut off these lines. This one also. What is our API going on? Employee name, address, and mobile, right? So these three fields you have to do it. This is input text, we have to type text, right? This is a bootstrap style. So here this one should be the name. So type name. We no need, just you have to name only. You have to leave it as name only. This one ID also you have to use name. The same thing we have to write this one. Same thing, I just copy it, paste it below. Right. This one you have to. This is one as a second API is address and mobile. Address. Yeah, address. This one also, sorry. This address is the same thing also. ID also you have to address. This is a mobile. You have to have mobile. We have three fields. You have to type mobile, right? So here also mobile. Right now here, enter the mobile, enter the address, enter the name. So that's it. Control S to save and back to your application and check whether it's working fine. It's working perfectly well. Now we need a space between this text and button. So how to leave the space? You have to leave it here as empty for. Control S to save. You can check we get a little bit space in between the text field and button, right? So now what I'm going to do is go to the here. We have made simple style. Right, the style we have to apply it, right? Okay, this style we need it. So what I'm going to say, we have to make the container and card. So we have to these two things I'm going to get them. Container. Okay, we have to put it into the div tag class. You already know div tag container. All this is a card. It's a bootstrap simple design, right? So you have to open the div. You must close the div. We have two divs. You have to open it. So we have to close two divs, right? So the additional styles, right? If I okay here I'm not going to explain these lines. You have to already know about your basic bootstrap, right? So this what is a container, all the things. If you are not understand what is this is, you just go and learn bootstrap, right? Control S to save. Here you can get your nice card looking. Here this is your text field. You will be able to enter your text, right? The card we have to give the name. We haven't give the name, so you have to give h1 tag. You're inside the h1 tag. You write employee registration. Control save. Back to your application. Okay, here it's perfectly well. Your application is now perfectly well. This is a card window, right? It's perfectly well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to anything. So you have to create the table. You have to create the table. Your form tag is successfully completed, right? your form tag is successfully completed. Now you have to do the another thing is a table, right? Bootstrap table also you have to implement the Bootstrap table. So you go to the Google and type bootstrap table. Get them here. The simple Bootstrap table. You just copy this one lines. Blank table. Copy it. You have to paste it below. Now save. Back my project. You can see here, but we need a space, right? So what I'm gonna do is here also we are write heading and we have to write the heading. We'll also put it the div tag here also will div container class. The same thing I'm going to put it here. To separate this is a separate div. Right, it's perfect here. It's perfect well. So here we have here we are we can load our here this one should be you have to name it as name we have given as employee table. It's working perfectly well, right? The simple design we have written in the Angular program, right? So now what I'm going to do is everything perfectly well. Now let's this body tag I'm going to only keep one record inside the t body. Other things you get rid of this line. So here we have to write these lines. First ID, name, address, this mobile. Control save back here. Oh, it's working. Now all those things are working. Now we have to do the logic only, right? How it's a work, we have to set the logic, right? So now what I'm going to do is Angular application. Moving to the TS file. Don't worry, I'll be explaining. Uh, these four variables I'm going to copy it. So sorry. First, what I'm going to do is right. First, I'm going to copy these lines. Right now, your design is over. Now let's go to the logic part. Logic means it's a coding part. So let's go to there is a file which is separate file. Employee create component.tss. Go this file. Okay, go to this file. Now what I'm going to do is this file. After that, here about the constructor of the class, you'll paste here. Here, how to write these lines? If I'm going to write, it take too much of time to complete it, so that I have copy and paste it. Outright employee array colon any. You have to put this bracket equal this bracket. So this any mean any record as array. This one should be blank. All the array record we have to put into here, right? After that, we have to create the variable is result loaded false, is updated form active false, right? So this one we will be I'll be explaining in few minutes, right? So after that, okay, this one only you have to remember. Okay, this employee, this one we have created the three variables. Okay, this one integer variable because we have three fields. What are those fields? Name, address, and mobile. So the same thing you have to create three fields, three variables. Employee, the string variable. This time we have created the variable in Angular. I know you already know how to create the variable in Angular. You have to create the Angular variable this like this. Name string, address string, mobile number like this. You have to create another simple variable current employee ID. This one we have to we forgot about these lines. Okay, we have I'll be teaching few minutes, right? Only remember this one only, these three variables, right? Now what I'm going to do is here, we have to go to the app component.ts file. Sorry, app component.model.ts. Here we have to do some configuration inside the imports section. So comma, here we have to write the form module. Form module. You have to import this one. Then only we will be able to work the forms. After that, comma, here you have to write HTML client model. So we have a, if it is not coming here any bulb symbol to add the path, you have to add manually. So I give the coding, don't worry about that. You have to the path reside on here. You have to write import this one. You have to import. You have to write import HTTP client bracket open bracket close HTTP client model from inside the double quotation. You have to write at angular uh, comma colon common colon HTTP. This is the path where we given, right? So it is reside on here, right? It works. That's it. That's the thing. Yeah, the error go away. Now let's back to our CRUD application. Now you will be able to use the forms, right? Now you have to, when you communicate the API, this one is must, right? After that, what I'm going to do is we have to do after API is completed. This is how we have to give the APIs, right? So now let's go to our TS file. So the TS file, we have to do this implementation. HTTP client, you have to implement this. You have to go to the employee CRUD component. This one, sorry, employee TS. This is the file we have created. Here we have generated this one, HTTP client. This one, we have to add this one here. Import this one. It is important, right? That's the things we have to do it. Okay, right? That's the thing we have to do it. Simple. Okay. It's constructor private. Sorry, here you have your private constructor. You have to write here this one, not there. Import it over here. So this is a constructor of the class. Then only the HTTP client request is work if you are write like this. Then otherwise it won't work. That's the thing you have to do it. Right. Now first what I'm going to do is this API we have to load into our table. So how to do the things? Okay. We have to load that into our table. So then what I'm going to do is uh, we have to create the function get employee open bracket and close bracket. Inside here what I did here is we have create the API. So this form HTTP means this HTTP. You already here HTTP client here to import them. Okay, it already import them. This HTTP mean HTTP through it will be communicated with the data to get request. To get request. We have all things we have checked through the postman. All the things are get request. It will be working through the get request. Okay, so here get request. Data is coming here the get request. Okay, so here the get request, right? So get request. So get, this is the address where we communicate with the data. This API. Which API? This is the API. You just copy this API, paste over here, right? After that, there is a mean subscribe. Subscribe mean when you get this, when you access this API in Angular program, it will be subscribes. Okay, until get the result, it will subscribe and get the data, get the result data and any fields. After that, this dot is result loaded is true. After that, all the data it will be, you can check it through console whether it's coming or not. After that, it will be passing to the employee array. This employee, you have to implement the employee array here. It is employee array, and it will be get this result. This result. This API, it will be subscribed and get the data. This data we have to get it into the passing to the employee array. This employee array you have to pass into your form to get the result. Okay, so where's your form table? This is the table. So let's go to our table. The table. Let's do the things. Right? Don't worry about it. I'll be explaining it. Right. Now here this table. This table. First we have to load at first. First you have to loading this one. Okay, first you have to loading the one, right? So you have to write, so this thread h1 loading. After that, this tr tag, that put it ng4. ng4 means we have to write the loop in the for loop. How to write the for loop? This one you have to I'll be explain few minutes. Here the tr tag we have to write the ng4 means we have to write the for loop and loop. How many data is here? This loop it and passing data into a database table column. So a for loop, let mean it is a variable. You have to use a variable. Employee items, we have to create the variable employee item of employee array mean in the ts file we have created the array. This is the array, employee array. Here this array record is all the record will be passing to this array. This array we have to write here. It is passing to employee items. So here we have one by one we have to get the items. So how to get the item one by one? First you have to get this one as employee name. Okay, employee name. So here employee name. Here if you want id, I need id as well. Not here. This one's heading also. So here, don't, sorry, not here, here. So id, employee id. So where's the t? You will pass it here. Sorry, right. That's the thing you have to do. Tr, right. Okay. Employee id. Here we need employee id as well. So you need employee id as well. So employee id, right. This also we don't need them. Only this one uppercase you have to put it. After the address, employee tag. This is address mobile. Address after that mobile. Right, that's it. That's the thing you have to do it. Okay, it's load them. Right, that's the thing you have to do it. Right, that's the only thing it will be does. Let's save. Let's go here. Loading, but the result employee ID row and row. Okay, then by the result, right click and proper inspect here, check them. Okay, the problem is here. This is not a problem. The problem is here. We didn't call the ts file. It's working. We didn't call it in the constructor. This employee method, when the home is loaded, calling inside the constructor. So I think let's call it. Okay, let's call it here. This dot, right. Now let's check Control S. Right, it's working. Here it's working perfectly well. This ID is display is a name, address, mobile. It's working perfectly well. This is how we have returned the value into the table. Okay. I hope you guys you understood things well. Thank you for watching. I'll be seeing my next lecture. Hi friends, welcome to Tutors Funny channel. Today I'm going to teach the registration part, how to do the registration process in Laravel and Angular program, right? So what I'm going to do is, these are the fields. So here, this is my backend part. Here you can see the name, address, and mobile. These are the fields in our database fields, right? So here, this there will be the store function. Here, when the request is coming, you can go to the routes folder, routes API. When the request is coming like this, save. This is a control name employee store. It goes to the employee controller store function. So it is coming from where? It's a API access. So the front end application is React. Angular program. So what I'm going to do is Angular. So here I just copy this and I'll explain. Don't worry. If without copy and paste it take too much of time to complete. Right? I paste it over here. Right? So here you can see here this is the function where we will create in our last class. Get all employee. We load all employee into our table. Okay, this we already saw in our last class. In this class here, this is registration. This is the function which we created as registration. Open bracket and close bracket. Here we have said we have created we already create 3 variables. This is the form variables. So this form variables we have to get the variable here, name, this address and form. This all the values are our API values, right? This one we have set it to this form values into this form value mean. So this is our TS file. This is our page. This page we have implemented this one. We already saw this one here. It's name. This all things, but we have set as a ng model over here. Then only it will be set up, right? So we have to set the ng model. So what I'm going to do is we have to do the ng model. So ng model we have to do this kind of things. Then only we will be able to set the values. Right here we just set also the blank form. We have set it here. Okay, we have set the blank form. Here we have set the values, right? ng form, ng model we have to write like this. ng model name. Here in uh, Angular, you have to write like this option. Then only the value will be posting. Okay, so here ng model option equals standard dot true. Okay, this is the things we have to do it. Okay, this is very must. ng options equal standard true. This option you have to enable. Then only you have to send the value into the API access. This is very must. Okay, this line is very must. In Angular program, you have to do it. ng model you have set the variable name. So then second one you will get it as a TS file. What you have set the TS file? The TS file you have set it as address mobile. The same thing you have to write like this. ng model the same thing you copy it, Control C copy, back it here. Address the same thing, just Control C copy, Control paste over here. This one should be the mobile. Save all. After that, it goes to this port API save method, right? This is a port where we will be add the records in the database. Here, after that, if the record is the same thing, it goes to this one. This form record, what you are valuing, you are typing on this form. Okay, right? Okay, what the form you are typing here, submit button. Here we have to write the on-click method over here. You have to write the on-click method. Then only it will be coming to the variables, right? So you are typing the variable on-click method. Here you have to write the method which is a click save. This method we haven't created, that's why it shows the error. So copy it, call the TS file. You have to create this the method. This method we have to call it here. When you save, you have to call it as this method. Which method? This dot register. This method. Okay, you have to call this particular method. Right, that's the thing we have to do it. Wait 1 minute. Right, so now let's check. Now it's here. When the user fill this form, click the save method. What happens is it's commit the TS file. This all the variables it will be set at here. This variable, all the variables are coming from the form. We get the access this form. This all the name, address, what's the name you are typing on this particular text field. This particular text field, this is all the names, right? Along with the mobile number. Click save method. It's coming to our TS file. This is our logic. Okay, so it's getting the data. It's a body. Let's create the let's variables body. So all this form data. Set this one as we have a API. This API in our API, right? So all the API we have set it as our Laravel program. Okay, your Laravel you have if you want to tell that this API is there, right? The same similar name, right? It will be set at and go to this HTTP post request. When you load the table data, we saw what about get request. Here we are posting the value. So you have write this API. You have to create the API save method. API save mean it goes to the employee controller. Here this web API. There will be the separate file API here. Save method. It's called the save method. It goes to here, the store function. So that's the things we have to give save method. API save. So go to the save API in Laravel API, which is a API folder. API folder. There will be the save method. It's called in the save method. Is go and access the save method will be called to the controller and do the things, right? This all the this body value it pass into the save method, the API request, right? So after that, if all the things are correct, we have to get the messages employee registration successfully. Right now, let's save all and check whether it's working fine or not. Right, it's loaded, right? Let's check name equal Raja, address India, mobile number something like that. Submit. Employee registered successfully. Here it's working perfectly well. This how we have to do the registration part. Now we have to do another things. Is here as Peter USA, some mobile number. Click submit button. Registration employee registered successfully. Yeah, it's working. Now you have a clear idea how the API request is work. This is the flow it will be working, right? So I'll be showing again. So this is your front end application React. Sorry, Angular. So Angular we have a form. First you have to create the form. This form you have a this is the variable you have set up. What is the name you are typing? It will be set at this ng model, right? Name, address, and mobile. This one you must enable, then only it will be works, right? ng model options. After that, we have create the function which is register. After fill up the form, click register button. It goes to the sorry, not here. This one, this, not this. One is this. Here, this one. Sorry. Click save button. Here, this one our save button. What happen is, okay, if you fill up the form and click save button, it's come to the TS file. TS file. What is the TS file of Angular? You already talked about the code part. All the codes part cover about the TS file. Okay, in other in React in compared to Vue.js, we have all the things are made in one file. This is a separate two files. Okay, these are TS files separated. So here it's coming to the here. Once you click the save button, if you coming here, here we have a this registration method we have to call into save method, right? So registration function here we have called inside the save method, but what is the things I have called this dot register. This dot register mean all the form what is the form you fill up and click save button is all the value you are getting and sending to this API. This is already there in our I already show where our API. In save method, we have all the things in our controller, employee controller. Here, this all the methods are there, right? It is set up here. It go to this particular API. This API, how to set this API mean here. Some of the students, there is doubts. How to set this API is you go to the your file which is a API in the routes folder here API. So that here write that particular port API folder. Here call the save method. It goes to save method goes to the employee controller store action method. Go to the employee controller store action method. Here where it will be place the value and you can get the request employee created. That's it. That's the thing we have did it. Okay, right? That's the stuff we have did it. Okay, it's goes to if the things are all the things are correct, we have to get the message. Here is all the form will be clear. If you have this name, this address, mobile, if you are clear like this, it will clear up the form. We have to if all the things are success, employee registration success, we load the table. What's the table here? Table name is get loaded, get all employees. This dot get employee means therefore the table will be loaded. Thank you for watching. Hi friends, welcome to Tutors Funny channel. In our last class, we saw the registration part. In this class, I'm going to teach the edit part of the tutorial. So we have to make two buttons. Okay, one is a edit, another one is a delete. In this class, I'm going to teach about the edit part. So what I'm going to do is We have to create the two different button. Let's copy and paste to here. Right. So here this one delete we will make later. So here this is simple button. We have to the tr tag. We have another option. Right. So here we have write the another, right, this one should options. Right. Shading option. You have to make another button which is a edit. Right. So here when you are going to edit the record, how to edit the record is very simple. Okay, when you are edit the record, what I going to do is to select the edit button. What do we have to do is the relevant selected row will be passed into the form. The same add and edit to be completed the same form. So this complete employee item you have to pass it here. Then it will be goes to the set update form. So here the same function I'm going to create in the TS file. So here I'm going to create the TS file. So let's go back to my TS file, employee TS file here, and make the simple function. This function set update data any mean we have to get all the records here in the data, right? It will receiving data name. Here you can check it. You can check it here, right? This dot name mean this all the records with this name. All the records will be this name. This variables we have this variable. So this you have put the this name and this name this one. Data mean you are receiving the values from the database. It's coming to data name, data address, data mobile, okay, data current ID. So here this current ID we have to create it here. The current ID I already created, right? This current ID here. The current this dot current ID, what is the ID you are receiving, you are passing the data. Now let's save all and check it. How it's working here. This edit button is there. Click edit. Here it's coming. Record is here. It's working perfectly well. Here it's working. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the record. So what I'm going to do is you have to create another function which is this function, edit function, right? Just copy and paste it. I will be explained. Don't touch this all the source code I provide you. This function I'm going to name it set update. Send update. You write send update. Write the function which is send update. Set update, send update, right? Or otherwise you can update it. Set update, update. You can just let's select simple update records, right? Update records. This function will be update records, right? So update records you have, right? This is all the body we have to send it. This all things are in our API. You can see here. This is the when you update the record, you can get the ID. It passing to the controller employee controller update method. So go to the employee controller update method. It will be receiving the details right here. It will be finding the ID, receiving all the information, right? And it finding the ID and get updated. So the simple stuff it's doing here. This all the thing name, address and mobile. This dot name is this name, address and mobile. This all the things we are passing to here. In this time, when you update the records, we have to write the if you are at the record you use a post method. If you get the record you get method. If you update the record, the method will be put. Okay, this is put. Here we have this is the API we have to write. Okay, this API update. This API have write API update slash this current ID. This current ID we have to get the ID. What's the ID is coming here? It assigned to this variable. So this current ID passing the body. Passing this body data, but is name and all things we have to going to update. So you have to subscribe, right? So subscribe you have to call subscribe to any. So all you have to get any. This arrow function you have to write arrow function like this, right? Okay, you can write like this. After that, what I'm going to so all things are done. We have to display the message employee registration register updated. You have to load the employee table and you have to get clear of the table columns. So let's see how to do the task, right? So let's click on this one, James Peter. James Peter. Here we have to write as something like that. Mobile number also I'm going to change it. Click submit button. It won't work. Only the registration part will be work. Why it's not working here? Again it will be registering. What is the thing is here going on here? I have to do the simple modification. Here we have to write like this, save, right? This function you have to implement it here is under here. We have to do same thing, save and update all things that we are doing at the same form, right? So we have to write here save. Okay, sorry, we have to put this save method. We have already done it. So same save method we have to modify them. We have to write this. We have to modify them. Here modify them. You have to write like this. So here what I'm going to say, register also we have to delete, right? So we have to get rid of this one. Like here you can see here. Here this one should be, this function will be update. This function will be update record. So here what I did here is, if the here we have a function called save. This function we have call it here or over here. Yeah, when you are select update record, and after that you have to click the save method. Save method means it will be going to edit or register the record. So here, if you are going to see, check when you're going to edit the record, if there is no id, so okay, this id is blank, it's going to register the record. If the id is there, so if the id is there, it will be going to update the record. Update record is passing id means this id. Here if you are click on this one, this the particular id will be there. So if the id is blank, it will be going to register the record. If the id is already exists, it's going to update the record. So now if the id is exists, if you make the changes, vms peter, here we have to change something in USA, something else, mobile number 121212 something like that. Click submit button. At this time, employee registration successfully. Oh, so here why is it twice, right? So here what happened, we'll check current use save update. Right, we have to we haven't saved all, that's why it's a problem. Right now let's check it. Right now let's go to the this one, click here. You have to, here we have changed something else, submit, registration updated. Now you can see it's working. Now I'm going to change this Raja, this record. Click on this one, you can see it, it's coming here, Raja, here Raja. I'm going to update this all things, Raja Nero, here USA, mobile number, something like that. Click submit button. At this time, record updated, click OK. Here Raja Nehru, USA, this all things working fine. I hope you guys understood things well. Now let's do the edit part. So what I'm going to do is, here also we have to put one button to say edit, delete part. Sorry, delete part. I'll be explained. Don't worry. Go to the HTML here, employee Crud HTML here. Right. So here, this one should be the implemented update button. After that, you have to write another button which is the edit button, delete button. Very simple code. The set delete function. Also, we have to create the set delete function as well. So here is simple code. Okay, here very simple code I have written. It's this code. I'm going to put it the employee ts file. So here we have to write the ts file below. Here it get the data. What's the ID you click on? It get the ID. It goes to the HTTP. If you are delete the record, we have to pass the method which is a delete. If it is an edit, it is a put. If it is a save, save. If you're going to save the record, there will be method which is called as post. If it is a update, the method which is a put. If it is a delete, there is a method which is a delete. Okay, it goes to this respective API. Okay, so here API delete slash this all the things we have talked about the how delete the API. You have to talk about this one. Laravel slash means ID. What's the ID you are getting? Once you click on this, once you click the delete button, this all the record will be passing to here. Okay, so here it will be getting the ID, and it will be record will be deleted, and again the table will be loaded. Right now, let's save all. Let's go here. Button will be danger, right? So here this one should be not primary. I'm going to put it as success. Control save all. Let's go here. right? Not see ID delete. So you click delete button. Employee deleted. Here it's deleted. I'm going to delete all the records here. Some records are working. Okay, here it's record this deleted. See, it's recording is deleted successfully here. So complete CRUD operation we did it. This is a complete CRUD operation. We complete the CRUD operation, right. So this is a complete CRUD operation we did. We will be able to, if you want to edit the record, we will be able to edit the record. Here we should click submit registration update. Here it's updated. If you want to record the new record, I'm going to record as James, address India, mobile number something else. Click submit button. Employee registers successfully here. It's employee registered. Sorry, it will be updated, right? If you click on this one, it will be updated. So I'm going to new record. So I'm going to record Kishan USA 12345. Click submitted. Employee register successfully. You will be able to see the Kishan is working. So if you want to update the record, click on the edit button. You can something like that. You click submit. Employee registration register updated. Here you can see it. It's working perfectly well. If you have any doubt, you can ask me anytime. Thank you for watching.